Hello, party people. Okay. I'm gonna quote something, or I'll reference to something. I saw Asmongold's video today about the Steam Cube, the little, like literally this big, like the cube, the square, the mini PC. It's not a mini PC. It's for gaming only. And it's not supposed to be portable. Will it work with the Steam Deck? Probably. Will the cube be arguably 6 times more powerful, 6 Steam Decks more powerful than the cube? The cube has the power of 6 Steam Decks. But you can't just take the cube and take it wherever you want and start playing like on a bus. It's not gonna happen. Not right now. Okay. Now let's I'm so warming up here. Give me a couple seconds. Give me a couple minutes. The world is not ready. And what do I mean by that? What do I know? What do I mean by that? Okay. I'm gonna make some references to people. I'm gonna use some names. These are all celebrities, by the way, so they're common names, in the public eye, in public view, public knowledge. LeBron. Stop it. Stop it, LeBron. He is not ready. Bronny is not ready, says Stephen A. Smith. Is Stephen A. Smith wrong? Show me the stats that says Bronny is ready. LeBron, stop passing the ball to Bronny. Stop trying to get assists that aren't gonna happen. Okay, that regardless of my opinions on that, I'm just giving you the perspective of that whole conversation, that whole debacle that went on. Because at the end of the day, LeBron had a point. Stephen A had many better points, but let's just say LeBron had a point. Keep my son's name out of your fucking mouth. I mean, as a parent, even as a basketball player, was he right? Yeah. Like in a certain context. Was Stephen A right? Yeah, in certain contexts. Now, so now that it's pretty much been finalized that the Steam Cube is coming out in like 2026. When they release it, does it really matter when? And I'll tell you why. I mean, yeah, if they release it on next year's Black Friday, would it sell a shitload of units? Maybe. The nature of cloud gaming and game streaming says it doesn't matter when you release it. What matters is people know the release date. They don't have to know the season, the time, the Black Friday, the Christmas, the Thanksgiving, whatever all you people celebrate. I don't know. I don't celebrate that shit anyway. Now there was this thing, right? It was called Google Stadia. There's this other thing. It was called the Google phone, the G phone, right? There's this other thing, also with the double G, if you want to call that. It was Google Glasses. I would first like to applaud Google for taking risks, for doing things that they think the world is ready for, when if you look at it from a sales number, the world is not ready. Now, I would say, if you take everyone I know, including including people like online and stuff, my former guild mates, people I used to play games with, etc., regularly, I would say I'll be generous to say 25% of them were either subscribers to Google Stadia or owners of a Steam Deck. So I know these. I might not have tried them myself by any means, but I know they exist. And sometimes when you're close to people, you game with them almost every night, and you talk about life, you talk about video games, you talk about whatever. You occasionally run into a debate, into an argument, into a discussion. Did Google Stadia succeed? Keep in mind, there's these 25% of people, right? They're telling me it's gonna succeed. That this is the future. Okay. So basically, for those that don't remember, this was more than 10 years ago. This was like before the pandemic. I'm sorry if I'm a little flustered here. I just want to make a point, maybe multiple points, and I don't want to be misunderstood, even though that's going to happen, but hey, whatever. I'll try. Okay. Now, I'll make another reference. Like, all this sounds like it's unrelated, but trust me, this will make sense. Does anyone remember when on stage, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg were rapping with a hologram of Tupac? A hologram. Now, a lot of people heard about this. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, like fans of rap, they liked it, they enjoyed it. It was kind of revolutionary, but how many people still talk about that? How many people do not realize the magnitude of what that was? Now, obviously, well, as far as we know, Tupac is not alive. Now, was it still groundbreaking? Does something need to be popular for it to be groundbreaking? These aren't rhetorical questions I'm asking. These are questions that I want answers for. I think I know the answers, therefore I'm just going to stress my opinion. And maybe the opinion of other people out there. Who I have not mentioned, who I will not mention, at least not by name. Now, maybe only rap fans, hip-hop fans, gangster rap fans, East Coast, West Coast shit. Now, maybe they were the only ones that enjoyed that hologram. Because they were like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's like he's really here in person. It's like some bluish screen kind of thing, but I mean, what? It's the next best thing. If we can't have him in person on stage, at least we can see a hologram of him. Now, were holograms like commonplace back then? No. I don't care what airport you go to. No, holograms were not common. Holograms are still not common. Like, I don't know what country you're living in that has these holograms, but like, as far as I know, they don't exist. Like, I don't go up to Starbucks and talk to a hologram. When a political candidate gives a speech, even though they are hated and possibly the target of a sniper, is he in the hologram? Wouldn't that make more sense to put him in the hologram so he stays safe? I'm just throwing that out there. If you think I'm talking about Trump, if you think I'm talking about Obama, why not? Why can't I make that reference? A hologram. You can hear him. You can sort of see him by today's technology. I don't know how much has improved, but why don't we do that? Because there's something about being there in person that is more intimate than it is on a fucking hologram. On a fucking machine. Okay? Okay. Get a little worked up. We're still building up. Okay. I have to say this first. Let me prerequisite by saying this. The 25% of people that I knew who either had a Steam Deck or were subscribers to Google Stadia, how many times did you hear me say, told you so? Guess you were wrong. How many times did I make fun of them by that? Show me the video. If there's 0 people out there I did that, show me the video. Go on my YouTube right now. Thank you for the views. Show me the video where I say that. Show me the video where I rub it in when you fucking know I was right. I was watching Asmongo's video, right? And I think I mentioned that. I don't know if I fucking messaged or not. And it just got me really hot and bothered that instead of asking if the world is ready for whatever, we're talking about gaming here, so whatever, stream gaming, cloud gaming, whatever. People are asking if the world is ready. How about we say we will make the world ready? Do you see the difference there? Do you get that? Now, moving on to that, building upon that, following up on that. Okay. Where are those games that you bought to Google Stadia? Because you didn't buy them, right? You paid for the subscription to stream them. Your save files, I believe, were stored on Google Stadia servers, right? Where are those games now? Where's your save files? Even if you had access to the save files, are they compatible with your whatever gaming thing, your PC, your desktop, your Steam Cube? Where are those things? All right. Okay. Let me put my headphones on. Let me put my gloves on. Let me put my gloves on. Dr. Carter is about to give an explanation. Okay. You have to excuse me, like, I'm at my tipping point. And it has a lot to do with the people I communicate with regularly who, here's what they do. They're aware I'm on PlayStation. I'm aware they're on PC. Or etc. Blah, blah, blah. You know, whatever variation you want to call it. But on PlayStation, I have over 4,300 platinums. On the PlayStation universe, the server, the ecosystem, if you will. That was a word Asmongold used because that's what Steam's trying to do. They're trying to build an ecosystem of VR, PC gaming, games released on console. Like, they're trying to build portability, being at home. They're trying to build all that together so that when it comes to gaming, all you need are Valve and Steam products. That's pretty ambitious. And now, I'll give them respect for that. I will acknowledge them that they are taking a risk. When you consider, was the Steam Deck a failure? Like, do they still sell them? I don't fucking know. I need to do research for this video. So, an ecosystem. Okay. So, Steam, Valve, you know, the company, they think the world is ready for that type of technology, that encompassing technology, the multi-platform technology. But in the PlayStation universe, do I technically own 4,300 games? Within the PlayStation universe, yes, I do. I can download, I can replay, I can delete. I have access to those 4,300 games anytime I want. So, all I'm saying is this. If there was another universe, like Nintendo, Xbox, let me ask you what. Let me throw one quick thing about Xbox. In East Asia, I mean, you know, China's banned, wherever, you know, whatever. How many people you think own an Xbox in East Asia? Versus how many people use Microsoft Windows in East Asia? Or some variation of that OS. Steam is trying to make an OS for gaming. At some point, are they going to branch out to PCs for their own browser, their own AI, all that shit? At what point? It's a matter of time, right? If Valve succeeds. Because there's not a guarantee. Everyone knows this. Nobody wants to acknowledge it. You can hope and dream all you want. If your company doesn't make that cash money, they're not going to exist. And does Valve, does Steam have enough money right now to take that kind of risk and afford a catastrophic loss if it, you know, just flops? Yeah, they do. Why would they invest in something that could possibly bankrupt them? Why would they do that? So, if you think we've heard the last of Google Glasses the Google phone and Google Stadia. I don't want to say you're wrong, but I will say right now, in this moment, maybe plus or minus 1 year. That's all I'll give. It's just plus or minus 1 year. The world is not ready. Okay, how do I know this? I never did. I looked at both sides of the argument. I read whatever forum, whatever Reddit shit, whatever. I don't spend lots of time on those websites, but like I was aware of the discussion. Why did Google Stadia fail? On launch day, people couldn't log in, people couldn't download, people couldn't do shit. It wasn't because Google couldn't handle that amount of traffic. It's fucking Google we're talking about. You tell me Google can't handle the kind of traffic that Google Stadia had? Bullshit. Anyway, people just couldn't use it when they paid for it. And as time went on, yeah, it was kind of cool. But where are those independent project Google games we heard about? Now, when you look at Crash Bandicoot, Uncharted, The Last of Us. Wait. You're telling me these are PlayStation only type? These come from PlayStation developers? These all basically from the one Naughty Dog company? Is that what you're telling me? Okay. Where are those independent project Google games? Can you name one? Can you name any game Google has developed? Like that can sold on multiple consoles. PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. Any variation of those three, the big three, and the fourth, PC gaming. Now, where's that Google game? Where's that original story? Where's the hype? Where's the quality? Because yeah, that's great in terms of quantity. Have we had this discussion before? In terms of quantity, it doesn't matter how many games Google has access to. Is it what you paid for? Do you see all your friends? You see millions of people using Google Stadia right now. Right now. And you want to know why? Because it doesn't exist anymore. And to all those people who said, oh, I'm going to demand my money back. I'm going to demand the license to these games so I can play them on Steam or whatever. How did that work out for you? You still got those save files? And so you're going to have to restart all your progress. Because that time investment and more importantly, monetary investment into that product. Where's your save files? Because I'll tell you exactly where my save files are. They're in the PlayStation Cloud. You get access to that by paying a subscription for PlayStation Plus. Actually, it's called PlayStation Essential right now. I know where my saves are. Where's your Google Stadia saves? Am I talking shit right now? I just feel like I'm just standing here rocking back and forth because I'm standing up on my stand-up desk here. Am I rubbing it in? I'm sitting here. I'm not sitting. I'm standing here. I'm not saying anything. I'm asking valid questions and I'm expecting valid answers, but I can't seem to get these answers. Okay. Is the world ready for a Steam Cube? Are you asking my opinion? What are you asking me right now? Think deep inside and ask. Tell me what you think I'm asking. Or what you want me to ask. In my opinion, given what little I know about technology, what little I know about game development, because within the scope of gaming, I know I have over 4,300 platinums. You can't change that. If Sony shuts down one day, I have the screenshots and the proof of how many platinums I have. That will never go away. As long as I back it up somewhere, that if that technology is on the internet, it's staying there forever in the whole cyberspace area. It's going to be there forever. They say when something's on the internet, it never truly goes away. no matter how many times you delete it, because someone's gonna find it and someone's gonna spam that shit everywhere, or in one spot someone's gonna find that, spam that shit everywhere, etc. In my opinion, the world is not ready for SteamCube. The world is not ready for SteamOS, for specifically an OS specifically for gaming. Eventually, the idea is an OS that is better than other OSs. Now that is very ambitious, but what they're doing here deserves credit. That they are thinking of the bigger picture. I will argue the picture they're thinking of is a little bit too big right now. You need to calm that shit down and succeed with cloud, streaming, gaming, whatever, right now. And make it successful. That's all you have to do. I know that's like a impossible task, but someone has to do it. Okay, if you go by the knowledge, right, that all businesses will eventually fail, at least brand names, you might be right. You might be wrong. But if we were to look at the decline of like consoles, whatever, like technology in general, specifically for video gaming, one day Nintendo is going to go like this. One day PlayStation is going to go like this. One day Xbox is probably going to go like that. Anyway, the point is that it's a gradual decline. If they fuck up, if they promise a game that offers what the audience expects to be given, and they get a shitty product instead, that's bad for business. Of course, if you make many bad decisions in a row, you will lose your business. It's consumer, and like, do you get what I'm saying? It's supply and demand. That's what it is. Now, oh come on, like I don't mean hate. No, I'm really not hating on Xbox players or Microsoft in general. I mean, they have the money to make this succeed, but did they lose the console wars, so to speak? Did they lose the console wars? If you're asking for my opinion, yeah, they did. Is it over? No, not quite. With Microsoft, it's never quite over. I don't know if people realize this. Microsoft is kind of a big company. I don't know if you guys heard of them. But anyway, it's just like when PlayStation tanks that very bottom, that bankruptcy level, will I still have access to those games? The easy answer is no, I will not, unless I have physical copies of those games. Digitally, I don't own them anymore. I'm sure there's somewhere, but like in the major warnings before you sign up for like PlayStation Essential, etc., Plus, Premium, whatever the fuck it is. There's levels to this. There's levels. Anyway, I will lose access to those games. I will lose access to my trophy list. Everything I've done for the past decade or so will be erased. But will I have the proof? Screenshots, videos, yes. They're still gonna be there. They're on YouTube, so they're on the internet forever, just saying. So anyway, I mean, no matter who you're a fan of in the gaming universe, like, I'm tired, man. I'm like, not about video gaming in general, but more on the notion that people are not putting respect on my name, and that bothers me. Because, okay, if you don't want me to justify this by quantity, I can go through my trophy list right now and justify this by quality. And again, Russell Westbrook, future Hall of Famer, basketball history player, says this. You think it's so easy? You go do it. Show me you can do it. Prove it to me. If this is so easy, why don't you go and do it? Oh yeah? Now that that discussion is over, Path of Exile Platinum, Black Desert Online Platinum, Genshin Impact Platinum, AAA games, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 Platinum, Part 2 Platinum, Part 3 Platinum. What other games you want me to go through? You want me to go through more AAA games? Okay, Uncharted games. I've beaten and gotten the platinum for every Uncharted, including 4 and Lost Legacy, on the hardest difficulty, crushing. I've gotten the platinum, all those, and that entire fucking series. I have the platinums for those games. Do you? You're a gamer, right? You're a hardcore. I'm not a hardcore gamer, apparently. All I'm asking is that you put some motherfucking respect on my motherfucking name. It's one thing to be joking around about this shit. It's another thing to be disrespecting me. And that's where I draw the line. No. Specifically with Genshin Impact, this is something I've talked about in the past. Why did Genshin Impact succeed? Why are they basically the definition inherently of the first worldwide successful gacha game? We're talking about multiple countries, maybe not, the world, obviously not the world, but like America, Europe, obviously East Asia, like first world country after first world country after first world country. Why did Genshin Impact succeed? Now see, this is where the discrepancy between timing and other stuff, let's call it that. Now, Google Stadia and Steam, I'm going to group them together, even though, yes, I understand your argument that they're not, they're not linked. They're not the same thing. Apples and oranges, whatever. Now, why did Genshin Impact succeed? There's something going on in 2020, right? A lot of people were spending time indoors, right? So there's some people out there who had stimulus checks, right? If you were a gamer, where was that money going? I'll tell you from my personal experience, my money was going to all this shit that you can't, right? That you can't see right now. But what you can see is my trophy list and my progress in Genshin Impact. Now, I still haven't answered that question. Why did Genshin Impact succeed? They released the right game at the right time with people who had the budget at the time. Okay, let's pretend the entire world didn't have anything like stimulus checks. People weren't saving money because they're doing everything from home in this fucking pandemic, right? So let's say that didn't exist. If everything else was the same and they released the game at the time they released the game, even if there was still a pandemic but nobody had any money, would the game still have succeeded? On a smaller scale, yes it would. But on a scale that Genshin Impact is right now, do people understand how much money Genshin Impact made? You guys don't understand this because you don't play the fucking game, and you think there's a stereotype of people who do play those games. Yeah, people who can afford it, people who have invested in it, and this is crazy, they actually like the game. So, I'm crazy, man. What is this talk about a game being good and liking it? What correlation is there between that? Oh man, you guys, man. Okay, moving on. It was at the right time, and honestly, I think luck was a huge factor. I think Hoyoverse, or at the time MiHoYo, I don't think they thought Genshin Impact was gonna blow up the way it blew up. I don't think they were expecting that. But when it did happen, when the numbers came in, And we're talking billions, not millions, billions of dollars for a fucking gacha game. Fucking unheard of. What other game in history do you know generated that kind of revenue in such a short period of time? Like, do people realize Genshin Impact is like 5 fucking years old now? And it's still making money. That's not the disrespect I have. I mean, like, there's no game is perfect. No matter what, I don't care what game you're fucking, whatever game's dick you're sucking. Like, there's no such thing as a perfect game. The fact that people point out things wrong with that, things are unfair, things are bugged. The consumer and the provider, supply and demand, the supplier takes those negativities expressed by their consumers in consideration, and they make the game better. In the past, how many games were there that were just basically unplayable? The product you got was flawed. It didn't meet up to expectations, and it didn't promise you things that you thought they were promising. So what did you do about it? You just didn't buy the game? Now, this all ties in together. Trust me. At the end, this will all make sense. Look at Cyberpunk, right? When that game released, like, obviously, you know, the sequel, whatever it's called. Oh, I didn't play the game. I don't need to play the game to know the shit. Because everybody knew the shit. When Cyberpunk came out, the game was unplayable. There were too many bugs. There was too much shit that just wasn't working the way a big game like that, or a game people waited decades for. Well, man, not decades, you know, generations for. Yeah, sure, whatever. People, like, all the hype about that game, it didn't meet expectations. And what do you think happened? In terms of Sony, I don't know about anyone else, but in terms of Sony, they caved. They said, you know what, this is really bad PR. Where the developer in question, I forget who it was, you could walk from the street to the sidewalk, like a Grand Theft Auto type of thing, and the game will crash. You would die when you touch the sidewalk, and the game will crash. So, arguably, you lost all the progress you did. You potentially corrupted your save file if the game was all saving at the time. And now what? You paid what, $60, $70 for this new game? It doesn't fucking work. I mean, you look at that Fallout game. What was it, Fallout 76? That game was kind of fucked up too. Okay, so what gesture could Sony have done to damage control this whole thing? They offered refunds. I want you to think about that. Video games in general is $1 billion industry. Now, when you think about how much of that Hoyoverse owns, but anyway, back to the topic at hand. That revenue, right? That industry. That was unheard of. In the past, if you bought a bad Nintendo game, like a SNES game with the Battletoads and the Double Dragon, or not, no, it's just Battletoads, excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm mistaken my old school gaming. Battletoads, right? There's this one game. It's too hard. It's too goddamn hard. Like, only people on the level of talent, of skill, of practice, mastery of those games were able to succeed and do speed runs in those games. Dude, if you guys go on YouTube, if you're a fan of gaming and you go on YouTube and like it shows you a lot of your history about looking other games up, you're gonna see some speedruns that blow your fucking mind, man. And like the fact that people came up with some of this shit is staggering. How many hours do you need to put into the game to be able to do some of the shit you see on the internet? But anyway, You know, what do I know, right? What do I know? Okay, so that's when I say that, it's kind of a cheap shot. I understand that, but show me a video. Show me a video where I say Google Stadia will fail, or I think Google Stadia will fail. I didn't really talk about it, to be honest, but in my heart of hearts, did I know it was too early? Yes. In my heart of hearts, did I want it to succeed to an extent? The reason I wanted it to succeed is because PlayStation would see that and they would be like, how do we make our product better so that the audience we already have doesn't go that way? They stay with us. And that is called competition. People think competition is bad. No, competition is really good. Because if there came a new giant at the top of the hill, a new fucking console, nothing's anyone's ever seen before. If that happened, how would the other companies respond? How would the other universes respond? How would the other ecosystems respond? Would they succeed? Would they fail? I mean, to an extent, is it luck? If the pandemic never happened and Genshin Impact still succeeded, my opinion, I know I don't have to keep saying this, my fucking YouTube video, but my opinion, no. Genshin Impact would not have succeeded if the pandemic never happened. 100%, I believe that. So like, can you argue that like not just is it a luck factor, it's also a timing factor? And like people are thinking like Genshin Impact is a shitty game. That's what people at first thought of. But you actually played the fucking game, man? Like the storyline, the music? Are you joking right now? Okay. Like I didn't rub it into anyone. I wasn't expecting anyone to say, "Oh, Tony, you were right the whole fucking time." Oh, Tony, and then I'll respond, "Yeah, Asmongold was right the whole fucking time." And if Asmongold is ever proven wrong, don't you think he's adult enough to admit that he was wrong? If someone else approached them about, "Hey, Asmongold, you're wrong, because blah 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 happened." I don't know how many times that's happened on Asmongold's channel. I'm not a hardcore fan of it. I have been watching more of his videos, but for the most part, I don't fucking follow him on Twitch. I don't watch every time he's live. I have too many other categories to be watching. So I see. I'm not trying to step on any toes here, but the problem is my toes are being stomped on. And I'll tell you why. I just gave you previously, like fucking 10 minutes ago, I gave you a list of AAA games that I have the platinums for. Now, do you think if I counted just all my AAA games, would I still have more platinum trophies than you? Crickets? Crickets? You guys hear the crickets? So anyway, because, oh, surprise, surprise, some of these easy platinums, they're not that easy. They're just regular games that happen to be difficult. Now, if you're good enough to do it, why don't you go do it? It's so easy. Why don't you go do it? Get a triple double. Like, it's so fucking easy. Go ahead. Have the entire team supporting you because they were single-handedly going to bring you to the playoffs. Did they win a championship? No. Going to the playoffs, is that hard? Yeah. It's, on a professional sports level, going to the playoffs is fucking hard. Why is it so hard to understand? So, I just, I want SteamCube to succeed, but, Okay, let me point out like this. And this is what I think is relevant to the discussion. Before the pandemic, even a little bit after it, in terms of the regular consumer, middle class, upper middle class, just let's just say middle class, did every house have fiber internet? How new is the release of fiber internet if we had it back then? You want to know why? Google Stadia would have existed if fiber internet came out back then. What do you think some of the complaints were about Google Stadia? It's too fucking slow. I can't fucking log in. And why is that? That is not a hardware problem. That is a fiber internet streaming gaming problem. Why is it so hard to understand this? Like, I didn't do any research about this video. Like, I watched the Asmongo video. That's all I did. I saw a little picture of the cube. It looks like a little black cube. Yeah. Like, you're probably going to look it up either during this video or after the video. I don't fucking know. You'll probably hear about it through word of mouth. The internet is breaking because of this announcement. And is it a thing where at first, if you don't succeed, try again? How many variations of the Steam Deck do you want? How many variations of the little black box do you want? Excuse me. Do you want? Like, some will argue that if it doesn't succeed the first time, it's not going to succeed any time after that. In my opinion, I don't know. Do I have more faith in the Steam Cube than I do Google Stadia? Yes, I do. Because I'm not like the biggest investor, the biggest fucking. I don't know how to build a PC. Let me put it that way. Now, in terms of the business aspect of things, right? Google can afford to take those risks and lose because they have a foundation already. They have been and pretty much still are the #1 search engine in the world, as far as I know. In first world countries, at least. I don't know. They have less to lose, but is a loss still a loss? Do you want that reputation? Now, see, here's where things get interesting. Here's where the comparison of those things gets interesting. There's one company I didn't mention. That may or may not dabble in this field, in this industry, the billion-dollar industry. Apple. Okay. What did Apple do? Apple built an ecosystem. Apple built an environment that only Apple works in. Apple has a monopoly on a lot of things Apple should have a monopoly for. And people, what iPhone number are we on right now? Are we on like 25? What number are we on right now? How old is this iPhone? How soon will it be until Apple goes into gaming? If they have not already. Mobile gaming. That's what the Steam Deck was supposed to be. Okay. Show of hands, everyone. How many of you own a Steam Deck? I'm sorry, did you guys say something? I couldn't hear that through all the silence. How many people own a Steam Deck? Okay, let's pretend, let's imagine that Steam Deck was a failure. Like, colossal. It wasn't, but let's say colossal failure. Right? Try again. You try until you get it right. You invest in what you invest in, and you take a gamble. Sometimes it's a gamble. But that doesn't give the right for a company to promise you something that they don't deliver on. And this is a little unrelated. I know a lot of this was unrelated. The whole point is, like, you're disrespecting the people who bought your product. What makes you think they're gonna trust future products you make if you fucked it up so many fucking times? And like, has anyone noticed there's this thing called Google AI? Has anyone noticed that? And that didn't come out really, I think it didn't come out around when ChatGPT did. So you have two different, that I know of, AI companies, right? For a search engine. You can speak into it or tell you the answer, you just ask a question. If those two AIs, they're not, financially related, they're owned by different companies. Is competition good or not? If you look at how AI was made in the beginning compared to now, you're telling me there's not a difference? Are you high right now? Like, what is going on? When did competition be a bad thing? When you started deluding yourself that this company was going to give you everything they promised. And guess what? They didn't fulfill that promise. Or it was just not fulfilled in the way people were expecting it to be fulfilled. That is bad for business. I don't know, man. What the fuck do I know? What the fuck do I know? Alright, let me tell you a story right here, right? You know those people I was telling you about, right? In this game, right? This game was called Guild Wars. And so you might have heard about it. Guild Wars 2 came out, but I'm not really sure if it's supported anymore. When Guild Wars came out, they were like one of the first companies that said, you know what? You know what, World of Warcraft? Fuck you. We're not going to charge our players a subscription fee to play your game every month. And you know what Guild Wars did? ArenaNet, their company? You know what they did about that? They made you pay for the basic edition to play the game. And you would pay for expansions. Occasionally, there would be microtransactions. Now, look at WoW today. WoW Classic, whatever you want to call it. I'm not all about that, but whatever you want to call it, let's go ahead. Why does WoW still exist? How old is this fucking game? You wanna know why? They have a foundation of a fan base. So, Guild Wars 1 and even Guild Wars 2, those weren't failures. They made money. I mean, people were playing these games. They were around. I was playing this game. I never ventured to Guild Wars 2 because I don't know. I didn't like the direction the game was going with like these different races and stuff, and like like elves. I don't know, fucking trolls or something. I don't fucking know, some shit like that. I forget what they were called too. But it was a gamble. And from what I heard, Guild Wars 2 was a pretty good game, and people played it. If they still play it, I don't know. Is still supported? I don't know. I'm no longer interested in that product. Instead, I'm gonna reminisce about a past product called Guild Wars 1. Now, Guild Wars 1, towards the end of the life cycle of the game, the longevity of it, there was this farm. Not like a apples and oranges farm. There was a farming method that I did that no other player was doing, and they would try to mimic what I was doing, but there was this dungeon, this area, right, called Cathedral of Flames, COF, cough. I did so many cough runs by myself, and I was using a henchman and a computer partner I was using to help me run that farm, because you needed 2 people to farm that, but I made it doable with 1 person and a henchman. And then like I looked around, like I went to the zone where the cathedral is, right? And all these other people were advertising cough run, like, it's 1.5k gold for one cough run. And like at a certain point I was thinking like, do I wanna do I want a little bit of that gold? I mean, like, I know I'm good at it. I've done it before. Like, I can do it by myself. I can do it with the full team. The full team in the farm. The other 6 players don't do anything. I do everything. They just follow me. They stay back because I don't want them to get killed. Because not everyone has a res. Because you're going on a fucking farm. You're not going to battles. Anything. I'm doing all the battling. Was it an exploit? Yes. Was it a was it a malicious exploit? No, I don't think it was. That's a whole different argument. Hey, whatever. Now, I had perfected the cough run in so many ways that people were tipping me money on top of the cost of the run. Now, the market value for the cost of the run was 1.5k gold. I was getting that 1.5k gold. People were tipping me like 1.5k extra, up to like 4 or 5k extra, because this was the first time seeing the shit that I did on that cough run. I took a different route on a cough run where all cough run is void because they're gonna die there. I didn't die because I perfected that okay, I'm gloating a little about that, but ask any of the people I used to play with. Ask them, did I deliver on what I said? Did I do it in the past in a way that no other runner did? That's what they call the cough farmers, runners. So just if you're getting carried in general, you're a runner. So as a runner, as a cough runner, I did it so many times. I made so much gold. And at one point, some of my guild mates, the people I used to play with, they're like, "Hey, how's it going, Tony? What are you doing tonight?" And it's like the same thing, just some cough runs. And, oh, can I come along? Yeah, invite whoever you want from the guild. Invite whoever you want, and that's what I did. And every night, every single night, I was cough running. It didn't matter if I was playing during the day or not. The only reason I played that game anymore was the farm gold, farm items, farm drops. I get whatever I wanted in that cough run. I did the cough run so many times. A member of the team from the guild got this item that in the amount of time I was farming, the many times I was farming that farm, I had never gotten. I didn't see it once. It not only wasn't dropping for me, it wasn't dropping for anyone else. And the person who found that item, that rare item, was my ex-girlfriend. Anyway, but ask her, because I'm not really on speaking terms with her anymore. Ask her if she got the item because of me. Think about it. Because I could do the whole farm. I can beat the boss by myself. And someone has to beat the boss. It's part of the run. The boss is the easy part. The hard part was doing what I was doing, was going through alternate ways. And like, there was really only one different path, but it was more drops. It was much more drops. Like, if you want to go backwards and like fight those monsters yourself, because I'm going to take the efficient way. I'm not going to take your garbage ass play it safe way. Were there times when I died? Yeah, because it kind of gets boring doing the same shit over and over. The only reason I kept doing it is because some of my guildmates, they wanted to go on the runs. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Do you think I charged them? Do you think I was like, give me all your drops if you get anything? No. Because like, I quote unquote know these people, right? Why would I charge them? Out of disrespect like that, why would I charge them? I'm gonna do the run anyway. Might as well bring some people along. I liked the conversation. We would be on vent. We would be talking and stuff. I was generally silent because I was concentrating on the farm, and my living situation. I didn't want to be like screaming and stuff because I know the walls were thin and like some of my friends were sleeping or whatever. So roommates, whatever, floor mates. So I didn't want to like. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but she got that item. I'm still mad that I didn't get that item. No matter how many times I did that fucking farm. She got that item, and I didn't. And it didn't make any sense. Okay, I'm going on a huge tangent right now. We're talking about Guild Wars right now, but in terms of the spirit of competition, I want the Steam PC, the mini PC is. Technically, it's not a PC. It's a gaming computer. But like, I want it to succeed. I think it would be good. It would be good competition. Okay. Now, the world wasn't ready for Google Stadia. Apparently, the world was ready for Xbox Game Pass. They could also play on PC. That is the foundation, the crutch, I will call it crutch, that Microsoft is relying on right now. Game Pass. I mean, arguably, it's a good deal. Did they recently double their price or some shit like that, I heard? Yeah. Did they retract that? I don't know. But I don't think that's a good move. Like, you were already making money, like, maybe you want to make more money. That's business. I don't understand why you would risk your Game Pass audience like that. Because it's nothing compared to, like, the audience for Nintendo and PlayStation. Nothing. There is no comparison. I just feel like Nintendo and PlayStation are more worldwide brands. And, like, if you think Nintendo is just for kids, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade. Those are the only two I can think of off the top of my head. Those aren't kid games. Those games deal with real issues like religion, politics. They actually have a story. Wow, that's like a Mario game having a story. Wow, what are the odds? Anyway. You start to wonder whether, like, the foundation for a good game is not obviously it's fun, but it's also, does it deliver? Does it have a good story? Do you need a good story to have a good game? I mean, it helps a lot. But can you still sell a really good game that doesn't emphasize the story? Of course. Will it succeed? I don't know. I'm not an analyst. I don't go on Wall Street and research this shit. So, that's all I got, guys. Yeah, but about an hour is my limit where I'm like, damn, I can't talk about this shit no more. It's getting me worked up, man. It's boiling my blood. It's not good for my heart, man. It's not good for the heart disease, man. No, I'm just kidding, but no, it takes a lot out of me. And it's just I will admit the ulterior motive behind this video was not whether the Steam Mini PC is going to succeed or not. It was why am I constantly being disrespected that I don't have experience in gaming, that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Am I a game developer? No. Do I know game developers? Yes. Am I friends with someone who wants to pursue the game development field? Yes. So, have I been a QA tester before? Yes. A QA tester is basically a beta tester. So when a game like Cyberpunk releases on day one, and that shit is unplayable, What kind of fucked up beta testers do they have? Was that not the final product? Did they just give them the working product and then they released the shitty one? I don't even know where the miscommunication breakdown was. What happened? I'm just like, I just feel like for every argument that you can throw at me about my reliability as a source when it comes to video games, I have a counterpoint for. If you say I play too many easy games, easy platinums, I'll point out the ones that were not so easy. If you say I play only indie games, I'll point out the AAA mainstream games that I played, including still play. My trophy list, considering that I don't region stack, I can't emphasize that enough, I think it's pretty good. And it's not that I'm looking for acknowledgement. I'm not saying acknowledge me. I'm saying respect me. And I'm getting a little mad about it. At this point, I'm getting mad about it. It's like, if it's so easy, you do it. Prove that you are a better trophy hunter than me and get more platinums than I do. You want to know why you don't? Because it takes a long time and investment. That's why you don't. Because you know that I've done that already. You just don't want to admit it. Yeah, this guy I used to play Guild Wars with, the both of us kind of disappeared off the face of the earth when it came to the Guild Wars game and stuff like that. But we still talk every once in a while. And you know, he busts my balls for, you know, the treacherous move to PlayStation that I did. I bust his balls at what happened to Google Stadia. You still enjoying those games? Oh, you don't have a license to those games, so you can't play them anymore. Damn. I wish there was someone that told you that you should wait on getting Google Stadia. Don't get it right away. Don't get it on day one. See if there's bugs and shit. I didn't listen to him. He didn't listen to me. But are we still friends? I would like to think so. Did we get into it? Yes, we do. If you're wondering why I keep rocking back and forth, I got one of those mats for like cashiers and assembly line workers stand on that makes it easier and more comfortable to like stand on, you know. So like that was a big thing when I got this rising desk. Like my feet were, my legs, oh my, everything was in pain. I thought it was just because like I don't have my retail legs anymore, or like, you know, depending on the job, you know, and just standing up more in certain jobs, etc. But the point is like, I forgot what the point is for this whole fucking video. This was not a rant. This was the truth. This was the Paul Pierce truth right here. How many basketball references can I make in one video? I don't know. LeBron, stop it. Stop it. He is not... I'm sorry. He has a point. He's not ready. Look at his numbers, man. I don't care if he's balling in the G League and the D League. No. Look at his NBA numbers. And then compare those numbers to the same age when LeBron was coming up. People don't want to admit that. You don't want to be on the side that says LeBron was balling. At Bronny's age, LeBron was balling. People don't want to... The only time people want to acknowledge that is when talking shit about Bronny. Like, Bronny, why aren't you at your dad's level? Why aren't you, like, the highest recorded scorer in NBA history? Why haven't you beat that record yet? Yeah. It's a record that took him his entire fucking career to break. Why have you not? Oh my... Talk about unfair expectations. Wow. Dude, let the guy get some experience. Like, he's on the fucking Lakers, okay? They wouldn't pick him up unless he was decent. I don't care who his dad is. Like, Is the reason he's in the NBA because of his dad? Yes. Yes, okay. No one wants to admit that, but yes, he is. He has some clout in determining where his son is drafted. Can we just be real about that? It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's a thing. Just let it go. Let it go. See what happens. Keep watching Lakers. Keep supporting your team. And like, just because you support a team doesn't mean you have to support every individual player of that team. The last time I checked, this guy named Luka Doncic was on the Los Angeles Lakers. Last time I checked, a 4-time NBA champion, LeBron James, was on the Lakers. That's all I'm saying. I'll end the basketball references with this. Like, so everyone remembers when Klay Thompson tore his ACL, right? And then the very next fucking season, when he's recovering from that, he tore one of his Achilles. And but no one wants to talk about this. The season, so Klay was basically out for 2 seasons, basically 2 NBA seasons, 2 years. The year that Klay Thompson came back with Draymond and Curry, they won an NBA championship against the Celtics. The season that Klay came back, all of a sudden, Klay had his first and arguably only bad season, and they traded him. He wanted to trade, but they let him go. They were like, you know what, Klay? You did us a good job, but like, you can't be having a bad season like that. The man comes off 2 career-ending injuries, wins a championship, and now you want to say he had a bad season? We're going to ship you. We're not going to pay you the money you're asking for. We're going to let you go. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I think Klay was a free agent. Yeah, so I don't think he was. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he was carrying a contract over, because like, it wasn't like his contract was bad if he had one. It's just not enough money. And like, last time I checked, I think he lives in Texas. His dad is in Texas, Dallas Mavericks, Dallas. Like, this is it. I mean, like, if I was in this position, I would have stayed with the Warriors, but sometimes it's about the money. You gotta ask yourself, is this team actually able to get a 5th ring? Not consecutively, of course, but like, you know, in another season. Last time I checked, they got Jimmy Butler. Last time I checked, they're not done making all the moves they're gonna get done. You got some young players on the Warriors. No one wants to acknowledge this. You got Kuminga. Their center is pretty good, right? He can shoot. The center can shoot threes. They have a real center now. Not just Draymond being like a miniature center. Yeah, they have a real 7. Is he 7 feet tall? I think he's 7 feet tall. 7 feet tall center who can shoot threes. And on Lakers, like, people made a big deal about this. They're not talking about it anymore. Does anyone remember a guy by the name of Austin Reeves who dropped 51 points in Luka's absence? Luka wasn't playing that night. Austin Reeves dropped 51 points. I don't think Austin Reeves is even a consistent starter. And off the bench, nobody knew who this guy was until they put him in the game. And you know what he said when he was making those threes and shit, scoring, like, you know, outplaying some other veteran players? I'm that guy. That's how you started basketball career, like. Okay. Anyway, all right. I'm getting to my limit. I'm running out of stuff to talk about. Yeah, but no, this is seriously something that bothers me. Like, I just, I don't know. I just don't feel like you could look at my trophy list. It's on PSN profile. It's like my screen name to my PlayStation account, the user account. The account name is it's on my YouTube. I think it's in the details in this video. Like, look at my trophy list and tell me that you can do this easily. That what I did was really easy. Tell me that. that require no investment, no amount of exorbitant amount of time. Like, I'm just saying, like, being real every once in a while would be nice. And the person I'm directing to, they know who they are. And I know we get into it, man, but I'm getting tired of your shit, yo. Like, I told you before, man, it's like, after how many times I cough on you, man, like, okay. Whatever. I'm not bitter or anything that much. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. All I'm asking for is some respect to my name. I'm not asking for donations. I'm not asking for subscribers. I'm not asking for likes. I'm asking for some fucking respect. And how many times have you heard me gloat about this? Like, being serious, gloating about it. You might hear me say every once in a while, oh, what do I know? Like, that's meant to be a joke. Is there some truth to it? Yeah. I think so, at least. Whether you disagree or not, that's fine. But don't voice your disagreement to me when I don't ask for it. Do I ask you to be like, hey, acknowledge me, respect my trophy list? Do I say shit like that? No. What? Maybe not necessarily on this channel, because I probably did before. But, like, in our private conversations, in the discussion, don't disrespect me. Because I feel like what I did, what I've done, what I continue to do deserves some respect. And what I also would like acknowledgement over is that with Google Stadia, I was right. With Steam Deck, I was right. Now, was Steam Deck slightly, arguably more successful than Google Stadia? Of course. Steam is an established gaming company, a platform. What does Google know about gaming? I'm not asking that question because I respect the response. I'm asking it like, someone inform me. Someone more educated than me inform me that Google knows what they're doing with Google Stadia. Like they just because they're Google, they have it figured out already. Okay, then like the whole Google Watch thing, right? Why did the Apple Watch succeed or had more success? Why did Apple Watch succeed? Because Apple is an established company. People respect their brand. How many times is Google gonna fail? Glasses, phone, gaming, whatever, before people start to question, hey, maybe they just don't make some good products. Maybe the majority of the consumers of the population don't like their products. They just want to use them as a search engine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with expanding your repertoire either, your business, your inventory. But do it the right way. I don't know, man. I don't know. I had a doctor's appointment to go to. I'm just stalling right now. This isn't supposed to be a video about me bashing the whole gaming community, but all I'm saying is that I have over 4,300 platinums. I'm not even including 100% games, man. Look at my trophy list. Those 100% games exist. They might not be the majority, but they exist. The AAA games on my trophy list, they exist. They're just covered. They're masked. They're hidden by the shitty ass games I play for easy platinums. I never said I'm a prodigy gamer. I said I put time and money into this hobby, and I take it seriously. Whoa, who is this? Whoa, who is this guy talking that shit? Damn, that's so fucked up that he said that, man. It was so honest, damn, but it's so fucked up. Whatever. At the end of the day, like, I'm always gonna be the bad guy. Alright, whatever. It's because I don't agree with you. I'm always gonna be the bad guy, alright? It's fine. Let me know when you get inducted in the Hall of Fame. And I'll let you know when I get inducted. Who has a better chance of being inducted into the Hall of Fame than me? I tell you right now, in the country at least, there's 39 people who do. 39 people ahead of me who do. How many millions of PSN profiles are there out there? And in the country, I'm still number 40. Unless things changed the last time I checked, which I check on a regular basis, believe it or not. How many times do I have to prove myself? I don't know. I'm getting sick and tired of it, because like, people be talking shit that they have no place talking shit. And it's just like, I'm not saying I'm a better gamer than you. I'm not saying I'm more skilled than you. I'm just saying a fact. I have more platinums than you. Dude, did you motherfuckers seriously think that I was gonna go into the GameStop, I'll pick up the phone and press, the buttons to do the intercom? Yes, I know what those buttons are. I go over the intercom and say, attention GameStop customers. TCB-Gaming-PS has more platinum trophies than you. That is all. Have a good day. You think I was gonna do that? Has it crossed my mind? Of course, I just brought it up right now. It crossed my mind. I'm done, man. I'm done with the shit. Oh my god. I'm just gonna play some Soul, man. Like, I'm just gonna play some bullet hell games, whatever. I did some easy platinums yesterday. I caught up on Genshin. Like, when do I have my time? When do I get time to be not trophy hunting intentionally? When do I get time to be working on trophies that I want to get, not ones that I need to get? Nobody needs to get any particular trophies. If we're going to make a comparison to me and you, yes, you have some catching up to do. Alright, guys. Now I have to go back to the real world. Alright. Take care of yourselves and each other, guys. Thanks for listening. I'm probably going to ruffle some feathers about this, but hey, whatever. If you're watching, then obviously you care about whether I ruffle feathers or not. Maybe you just care about controversy. Maybe you just care about, conflict. I don't know. My mouth is getting dry, etc. Alright, guys. Take care of yourselves and each other. Have a good day.